All right. Welcome, guys. We're here in Dubai. I'm with my good friend Alex Stanciu, and this has been an interview that we've been waiting for. I know we've been trying to plan it for some time.
For a long time.
Yeah, and now we're actually here. So really excited for this interview. So yeah,
Me
welcome.
too.
Welcome, Alex.
Welcome. And today it's about allopathic medicine, and it's not against or vs. I think that they are complementary. They basically help each other somehow. And I think we should talk about this because many people they are from the allopathic medicine doctors, as we spoke before the live starts. They look with
Yeah.
I don't know remorse about natural medicine or
Sure.
ancient medicine. And I think we should we should bring them together and to take the benefits from each one of them.
Yeah,
What do you
absolutely.
Yeah.
And before we get into that, I just
Yeah.
want to get one elephant out of the room.
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
room, out of the way. How relieved are you guys to be in Dubai right now? I'm sure a lot of people are wondering about that. Like, how are you feeling about it right now?
Yeah, Dubai, it's great. Dubai is great, and as you said, you need to stay or to go where you are welcomed, where people treat you nice, and I think this is the most important thing.
Yes.
Romania, it's also nice. It's a nice country. You was there. You know about this, and I hope that the Romanians will elect the right president because we have the chance now to elect the right president, and if we do it, I think Romania will come up again, and I hope God will help us to vote with the right person. But Dubai is great. Dubai is great. Summer is coming now, and maybe we'll go back, but in Romania. But until now, Dubai is great. Everything is fine here. Like we have good food. We train every day, like 2-3 times a day. In Romania, we didn't have the time to train like twice, maybe twice, yes, but 3 times a day to train. No, we didn't have the time,
Nice.
and we didn't have the place.
Yeah.
Because we have a big place there. You know,
Right.
the HQ. But here we have like private beach, so we do like twice a day cardio. We do like swimming. This is the first training of the day. Second training is walking, and normally we do like swimming, strength training, and the last training is walking. And we walk for like let's say like 5-6 kilometers
Yeah.
every day. And this is good. It's good for the health. It's good to burn fat. It's good for many other things.
Absolutely.
And this is the problem. In
Yeah.
Romania, we didn't have a private beach.
Yeah. Nomad Capitalist, by the way, says go where you're treated best, and Dubai is definitely
Yeah.
one of those places for you guys. And I like Dubai personally because, Dubai is, yes, more expensive than most other places, but you get back all that and more in
Yeah.
service. Like the service is impeccable here.
Yeah,
Like for
100%.
example, we're in a hotel room right now, and they've been cleaning my room twice a day. Like that's unheard of in the United States. Like twice a day.
Yeah, you told me this.
Crazy. Yeah. It's just like it's a nice hotel. It wasn't terribly overpriced. Like
Yep.
it was just like you get what you pay for and then some in Dubai. That's what I appreciate about Dubai.
Yeah.
And I always like coming back as well. One thing that I always was curious, the Tates are really well known to be consistent, disciplined. They have achieved so much already. So for you as being their right-hand man in terms of their physical, keeping up with their physicality and whatnot, how much of a challenge is that compared to like other clients, that are not the Tates? How much of a challenge that is, and what kind of different challenges do you face with working with them versus other people?
Yeah, basically it's easier, to be honest. And I'll tell you why. Because I don't have to tell them, hey, let's do this, let's do more.
Okay.
They will do more. They will, for example, every morning Tristan is messaging me like, hey, you are awake? Let's go. So sometimes I'm thinking, am I the personal trainer? I mean, he's waking me up and let's go train, So it's an easy task. And
Okay.
we train like now. Before was different because before I was focusing on recovering his shoulder. After injury, after surgery, you need to do physio. I did physio, dry needling, we use this acupuncture, and we use supplements and all these things for 6 months. After that, we start to train, and yes, we train together, and sometimes we do like 1,000 reps with Andrew, like many times, like at least 3 times a week. We do 1,000 reps for the chest, like
Damn.
boom, 1,000. Sometimes we do 1,000 shoulder press. So, and this is like the second training or third training of the day. So it's not this 1,000. Yeah. So we train together. Now I don't, to be honest, I don't feel that I am officially the personal trainer.
Sure.
I take care of their, I read their blood tests and tell them what they need, what they don't need, and all of these things. But because we are together all the time there, I feel like I'm part of the team. I'm like, we are friends and all of these things. And also I keep my professional part because I need to be professional in what I do with them. But at the same time, I have the other part with them. Like we have this friendship.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a huge component of that because they can trust you.
They can trust me.
Absolutely. And, also, I mean, I can't imagine Andrew and Tristan being completely ignorant about health. Like they know something. Like they know probably a good amount from all their days and training. So kind of what I was thinking if I were you is I almost have to like make sure I'm on top of everything. So you must be continuously learning about new things that they can do and so on and so forth. So how do you approach continuous learning, especially in your field, especially, and there's so much, we're in a unique information age. Now we have AI. That's kind of complicating things. So like, how do you approach continuous learning, especially for them?
Yeah, basically I was doing this since I was 23. So since 23, I start to learn a lot about nutrition, supplements, and everything that came out for 8 hours a day. Now I cannot do it like before. Before I was a student, it was easier. Now I do it for 2-3 hours. So I'm studying, and also I'm posting inside the real world. I have the Health and Fitness campus, and every day I post a new study. So I'm doing my job and learning at the same time because I research new studies, what this supplement is doing, what this new product, what this peptide, and we will reach also this topic. Yeah. So I'm doing my job and learning at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's an excellent approach to that. I'm doing my own learning, obviously, and just sharing what I'm learning and sharing it with everybody. I think that's a great approach because not only you're learning yourself, but you're also expanding your brain as well. That's one of the things that I appreciate about you the most is like you I would say a lot of allopathic doctors, like once they finish residency, they just like kind of sometimes they just go at a standstill with their continuous learning and don't look at other things and other possibilities.
I know.
So yeah, like folks like you, it's a pleasure to talk to because like you're open to different ideas and you're open to trying new things. It's great.
We need to because if you follow the same protocol and things change, like new information, I mean the scientists, they discover every day new things, so we need to try. We need to see how they work,
Well, it wasn't that long ago where doctors were smoking.
Yeah.
And now we're like all these anti-smoking campaigns, it just things change. Science, science evolves and it shouldn't be just, trust the science, take this shot, take this pill and boom, then just trust it and without question.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of science is that you continually ask questions and then you try to search for the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's exactly why I don't discount people that don't have doctor in front of their name. Like I don't do that at all now.
Yeah.
And because a lot of times you can especially with the information age that we have now, sometimes that's that could be a negative to especially with kind of the things that are being pushed out there in our circles.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that when I met you the first time I was like, wow, like this guy's like really trying to go beyond just the scope of mainstream medicine and kind of searching for other answers. Plenty of them out there.
And we need to tell the audience that you are a doctor.
Yes, I am. For those who don't know, I'm a radiologist, so that I curate the medical imaging and I interpret the medical imaging. So I see plenty of diseases, and I've seen how some diseases have evolved over time.
Yeah. What kind of diseases?
Cancer has been a big thing that's increased, especially in kids.
Okay.
That should be the alarm bells that should be going off right now. Not measles.
Yep. Okay.
Not measles. We should be worried about increase in childhood cancers. that's not okay.
What do you think this is happening?
There's a lot of things.
A lot
So
of causes, but
we have especially in the West, we have a lot of food that has calories but has no nutrition.
yeah, so nutrition is
It's a nutrition
Yeah.
deficiency, not just that, but also, I mean, there's obviously the obesity thing.
yeah,
The types of drugs that we give kids, that they're doing that a lot earlier, whereas you should, with kids, give them some space and time to work through their medical problems
Yep.
without those things first. There's a lot of factors that go into play.
a lot of factors. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
It's not just, we can't just blame one thing. It's
Of course not.
yeah, and I've always said this as well on my channel, but the crux of the problem is that, especially in the West, our culture is kind of rotten. Whereas we have a lack of accountability. We're blaming everybody else but ourselves. That's who we should be pointing the fingers at, because we're allowing all these things to happen, and then also just turning a blind eye to the things that we should be worried about.
Yep.
I just mentioned, we're worried about measles for some reason, but then childhood obesity has gone up, childhood cancer has gone up. I mean, not just the adults, but like that's more worrisome that's happening in kids, because if they are like that as kids, their outcomes in adults are awful.
Yeah,
So that's why that to me is a way bigger issue than what we make it out to be. But now it's sort of being normalized. It's kind of sad in my opinion, but we have to put a stand up against that and take care of that problem as soon as we possibly can.
what would you change? Like, for example, if you want to change something, and if you want to improve the health of the kids and parents, of course.
Yeah.
What you would change? Like
He
lifestyle in general, of course.
There's a quote out there that says, and I'm probably botching it, but if a society has good behavior, laws are not necessary. But if a society has bad behavior overall, then laws are unenforceable. I don't think there's going to be a set law that's going to fix things, or making changes or reforms to the healthcare system. We are pretty far gone that it's the government won't save us in that regard. And so it comes down to the individual and seeking out the answers for yourself. I mean, I'm only one person, and I'm not right all the time either. I'll admit I'm an imperfect human being, like we all are. So let's get that out of the way. And what I'm trying to do also is just give people the tools to think about things in other ways, versus just going straight to the doctor's office to get your pills, or straight to whatever else, just because surgeries, procedures, and whatnot.
Yeah.
And we have to think longer term. We think too short term. So what it comes down to is, as I mentioned before, culture.
Mm-hmm.
With a lot of times what's really sexy out there is the fast solution that gets you results in less than 24 hours, and you're in and out the ER in 5 minutes, that sort of thing. Like the really short-term fast solutions are what's making the dollars right now. Whereas what we talk about a lot is, lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
Supplements, but supplements don't work usually in one day. That you have to take them consistently over time. It's just not sexy options, because it's just, you have to put in work, you have to put in consistency, you have to put in time, and you have to put in education.
Yep.
And we are just so almost like allergic to that. It's crazy. Yeah.
I know.
But it's tough because especially with social media nowadays, everything, the information's like there in a dime. It's tough to be able to convince people for that, but so you have to be able to convince yourself first. But it all comes down to just the culture in general and taking accountability for yourself.
Yeah, and social media can help a lot, because many people, they are scrolling, and if there are good, knowledgeable influencers that can give you like tips on this, tips on that, and you start to take this tip, and you start to change your lifestyle. And I think this is the basic thing that you should do, to change your lifestyle. And from here, it's easy to prevent, because we are talking about prevention, and ancient medicine is more about prevention than treating. And we all know that treating, it's harder, it's easier to prevent things from happening. And how how can we combine these two types of medicine? So, for example, we spoke before the live started about low back pain. So, you said that they can use steroids, yeah,
Essentially.
corticosteroids, yeah,
Yeah.
to lower the inflammation, and they can walk and they can do their things. But I said that you didn't treat the cause by
Correct.
using. So, the best approach will be to lower inflammation, but at the same time, you need the low inflammatory diet,
Yep.
and you need supplements that will lower inflammation even more, and you need to do a specific program of medical exercises, and maybe you should use also osteopathy or acupuncture or all these things in order for you to don't use steroids again after 3 months, 6 months.
So just to be clear, steroids are only used for a specific type of back pain. It's not used for all types of back pain.
Corticosteroids, yeah.
Because sometimes that's the first line for herniated discs, for example.
Yeah.
It's not so. Again, this is not medical advice. There's situations
course.
where you use these things.
Yeah.
So let's get out of that way. I think allopathic medicine is best in acute situations,
Yeah.
trauma, immediate pain, appendicitis.
Yeah, of course.
You know, those
Surgery.
kinds of things. Yes,
Yeah.
those kinds of things. Whereas things that are more so geared for things that need to be treated over time, you know, morbid obesity. You know, we have gastric bypass, Ozempic.
Yeah.
You know, those things have side effects.
Chronic diseases.
Plenty of things, that should be treated chronically, but are
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
But that they're given an acute solution. That's where I think allopathic medicine can get hairy. I think the best approach to any treatment plan should be both those things. So in terms of the low back pain example that you were discussing, if, like, for example, the patient can't walk, well, let's first get the patient to walk first, because that's going to be key to the longer term solution. Because one of the things that you should do in back pain is keep it moving. Don't just rest and
Yeah.
on your back the whole
Yeah.
time, because that can actually make it a lot worse. Get them moving again, and then to the point where now they can do some of the more longer term things that you were mentioning. So it's really a two-prong approach depending on what the situation is.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they can't walk, that's a big issue. So that we have to treat that more acutely than other things. So that's where you have to weigh the two together, and that's the sort of the leads into the antibiotics discussion.
Yep.
Depends on who you are, really. Let's say, for example, you have strep throat, and you're a public speaker and you need to speak tomorrow.
Yeah,
And you can't be like all hoarse and all that. So okay, then you have to weigh the risks and benefits of, okay, if you take the antibiotic, then we'll probably have to look into probiotic to go with it to make sure that your gut is not completely killed, that sort of thing. So there's all these things. Whereas if you're not a public speaker, or if you don't talk for your job, for example, or you can deal with the fact that your voice may not be 100%, then you can try more of a longer term approach where you don't have to take antibiotics and just try to relieve the symptoms while your body tries to fight the infection. So I think both approaches are good depending on what the situation is. It's not the same for everybody.
Of course not. Of course
Yeah.
not. And in terms of supplements, what do you think? I mean, we can dive more on this topic on lifestyle.
Yeah.
So we have, of course, we have a healthy lifestyle, which means like healthy nutrition. And I want to ask you about your nutrition, because you come from a country. Normally, your origins are from somewhere beside China, yeah, Taiwan.
Taiwan. Yeah.
So how you approach nutrition?
Yeah. The best approach is to first know what's in your food.
Okay.
That's the best thing, because knowledge is key to that regard. So let's be real here. I'm Taiwanese. I'm Asian. I love my rice and noodles. That's never going away. And this is not like a tomorrow I'm going to do this kind of thing. This took probably years for me to adjust.
Yeah.
Especially in the United States, where you'd be surprised as to how much of our food has all these weird ingredients that it's hard to pronounce, and they're processed, and there's soy, there's seed oils, there's all sorts of crap in there.
So nutrition in America is bad.
like I said before, we have calories, but there's no nutrition in them. Like it's empty nutrition.
Yeah.
That's not going to actually like give you the gains that you want.
But do you have like local farmers that they...
Yeah, so I was going to get to that. So yeah, it took a while to find local farmers. Number one that I like at least.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at right now, where all my meats or most of my meats are from a local farmer, and you can taste a difference. It might be. I think you can taste a difference.
Yeah.
Just like how rich and juicy the steaks are, for example.
Yeah.
And you're support. I mean, right now farmers are almost being targeted for it's very hard to maintain a farm in the U.S.
I know we have this problem also in Romania. Not
Oh,
yet,
really?
but we start to have problems with it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're having a lot of issues, not just maintaining it because of weather conditions, but the cost to maintaining farms has gone up.
Yeah.
And they're not able to keep up with those costs. So it's really, really important to support our farmers, and that's how we can get out of the industrialization of our
Yep.
food. And I mean, you might be paying a little bit more, but honestly, I would take less high quality food than more low quality food, because with the low quality food, you're going to be also dealing with more of the side effects of the mystery ingredients that you may find.
Of course.
And honestly, like some of those ingredients, we don't really know what the full extent of what they could do to us, honestly.
It's true.
So to me, like it comes down to real food.
Yeah.
Real food. What I tend to do with folks who want to restart is start them carnivore first.
Yep.
And then slowly add other things like fruits, vegetables, grains.
So you'll do like a reset. You
Correct.
start with carnivore, like how many months? 1 month, 2 months?
I give them a couple weeks to
Couple
get
of
used to it,
Yeah.
and just to kind of like get into the flow of things. It depends on who they are, really.
It's a way to repair your gut lining.
Yeah, and also just be accustomed to having those foods, because sometimes and trying to cook it themselves too. That's also a thing you have to adjust to, and yeah, that's sort of the way I approach it. I don't think carnivore's for everybody. Like there's a bunch of people who are diehard carnivores and they like swear by it, and it's like the dogma. Everybody's a little different, and you can. There's no one diet for every person.
Yeah. I agree.
Everybody is slightly different.
It's different, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm never going to go with rice and noodles. I love that stuff. But also just keep in mind of what's in your food too.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So what about supplements?
I was going to ask you the same question, but...
I can tell you about my diet.
Sure. Actually, why don't you do that?
Yeah. So basically our diet, because we eat mostly the same, it's based on animal protein, quality fiber from fruits and vegetables. And we mainly eat, like, for example, we normally eat 1 meal a day, normally.
Okay.
But when it's summer, when it's hot, we train. Of course, you need to hydrate your body. The best way to hydrate your body is through fruits. And we combine fruits with a little bit of salt. It's the best way to hydrate your body, So during the day, maybe we take in some fruits like watermelon, pineapple. Good.
I recently did salt with watermelon, and I didn't think it would taste good. It actually tastes pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. Like
it's a very good way to hydrate your body, your cells. And later in the evening, we eat a high protein meal with, for example, mainly steaks, red meat, vegetables, and we have a small portion of rice or carbs. It can be potatoes or And this is how we eat in general. Of course, some days might be different. We have meetings, and there we must eat something. It's part of the meeting protocol, so it will be different. But in general, it's something like that. Like fruits during the day, hydrate the body, and at night, a meal that it's made of meat, carbs, and fiber.
Yeah, I think the commonality between us is that it's very protein centric.
Yeah.
Whereas the other stuff is like, okay, yeah, sprinkle in here and there depending on what the conditions are.
Yeah.
But it's still centered around good protein.
Yeah.
The one thing that you did mention that I forgot to mention was fasting.
Yeah.
And definitely in mainstream healthcare, we kind of poo-poo on fasting.
Yeah.
And I guess people when they start trying it, they go to either 16 fast 8-hour feast.
Yep.
So that's about 2 meals a day.
Mm-hmm.
They notice like a lot of changes like in their focus and
Yep.
whatnot. And also, I mean, me having to cook multiple meals a day is kind of time suck. Like
Yeah, makes sense. Of
yeah,
course.
that's why I've gotten to do about 1 meal a day depending on where I am.
Yeah.
Although Dubai is doing a really good job of taking me out of that because there's so much good food here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Dubai's gonna make me fat. That's for sure. But no, it definitely has a lot of outside benefits besides the benefits of fasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives your body time to reset and
Yeah.
and build muscle too. But people don't realize I'm way focused, especially at work. I don't eat at work anymore.
Yeah.
And other just the discipline of it too,
Yeah,
because it's not an easy thing to do, especially if you're used to eating 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
It's really difficult actually. So I've been doing that for now. That's probably the one intervention. If you were to change anything, that would be the one intervention that I would change. You don't have to need to change your diet, by the way.
Yeah.
That has been the most benefit, and also I've had the longest. I think I've been doing it for now 17 years now. If it's a fasting, so yeah. Oh gosh, wait, nope, that's bad math.
Okay.
More like 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Close. But you don't eat at all? You just drink water, or how
Water.
you do it?
Yeah, water with electrolytes. Yeah, is the only thing I drink, and black coffee.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking you didn't take electrolytes.
No, yeah, you have to. You have to.
I tell everybody,
Oh, yeah.
everybody who I meet, I tell them take your electrolytes.
No,
They're
because if
important.
you drink just plain water, you can
Yeah.
actually dehydrate that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
And especially out here when it's,
Yeah.
what are we at, like 32-ish?
Yeah, something
Celsius?
like that. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
you train, you sweat. Of course, you need electrolytes.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we're alluding to supplements.
yeah.
So I'll answer this question first, and then you can answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you were to recommend
Yeah.
one supplement to everybody,
Yeah, one supplement.
what would you pick? I'll start.
Yeah.
My answer is creatine.
Okay.
Especially because in the U.S. we're so nutrient deficient. That's probably one of the things that we underestimate the most. And
Yep.
it's also got a lot of bad raps. I mean, people say it kills your kidneys. That's not true.
Of course not.
All sorts of
Yeah,
stuff that
yeah.
they're trying to poo-poo on
Yep.
creatine. But that would be my answer.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of benefits for your brain, for your gut health and whatnot. So what's your answer? And I'm thinking,
I would go with glycine.
okay.
It has. I mean, now it's so many studies
Yeah.
are appearing now on glycine, anti-aging effects, collagen production, recovery, sleep.
Yeah.
And I think if you combine creatine with glycine and maybe add some taurine to it, I think you get a good profile for performance, recovery, muscle mass,
Okay.
anti-aging. So you get 3 aminos that can do so many things in your body.
Interesting. Okay. I'll have to look into that a little bit more, but yeah, that's good. Oh,
So-
I like that answer.
Creatine, glycine, taurine.
Those are the 3.
And we have already taurine and glycine in
We're gonna get to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's wait. So what we got here? So, oh yeah, I see it down here. So 1,000 glycine,
Yeah.
500 milligrams taurine, and then
Yeah.
the creatine is where is it?
Creatine we don't have yet, but
Okay.
in the next version we will have also creatine. So this
Nice.
will be exactly what you need.
Got it.
Yeah.
And this is, by the way, this is FIREBLOOD, by the way.
Yeah,
for those of you-
FIREBLOOD.
For those of you who haven't seen this and seen the commercials behind this. Oh man, the commercials are great.
Yeah,
But I guess talk about FIREBLOOD and kind of the evolution behind that. So you were very involved in making this.
Yeah. So yeah, the story is simple. The FIREBLOOD was an idea of the brothers. They told me, hey, listen, you need to come up with a recipe of FIREBLOOD. So of course.
That's all they said to you, is just come up with a recipe of
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were talking about FIREBLOOD
Yeah.
many years before
Okay.
we even make the recipe. But yeah, so I came up with the recipe, but it needs to be strong. It needs to be safe. It needs to be powerful. It needs to be it needs to have everything from everything, like the boys, like the brothers. So
Yeah.
That's why I came out with the recipe, like all the vitamins, minerals, aminos, because we need 9 essential amino acids in order to maintain your muscle mass. And we take this also before we do cardio, because this is how you maintain your muscle mass during cardio. So yeah, this is how FIREBLOOD was born, was made. And you know what? You shouldn't talk about FIREBLOOD if you cannot take it. So we need to take it. This is the best experience with FIREBLOOD. You need to take it.
And this is what, version 3?
No, this is version 2.
Version 2, okay. I've tried version 1.
Yeah,
So
okay.
we'll see how much has changed.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Dry scope.
What do we do? So like,
I watch me. So
oh, you're gonna do it raw. Oh, jeez.
yeah.
So
You open it. I don't think I have the scoop here. You have a scoop there?
you have a scoop there. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So you want me to like actually like
Yeah.
just
Like boom, dry
just
scoop.
like a shot almost.
Like a shot.
Oh, jeez.
Exactly.
That scoop.
Yeah, that's
Jeez. Okay. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
nice.
Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. I might need more water. Try not to let it hit my tongue. You know, actually, this is better than the version 1, taste wise. But maybe it's because with version 1, I mixed it with water first.
Okay.
Maybe that made it work. I don't know, but
Version 1 didn't have glycine. This one has glycine.
okay. Will that change the taste?
Yes. Glycine, is the smallest amino acid, but it's sweet. It's the healthiest taste that you can get.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because this, if any Asians watching, this tastes like bitter roaston, which is like a very dry pork product in Asia.
Okay.
So it's actually not that bad.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. No. Like this actually tastes like way better than the first one.
Yeah.
The first one, I think I said like there's diarrhea in my mouth right now. What's going on?
Yeah.
That was surreal. Like, so the one thing that was changed between 1 and 2 was glycine.
Yeah, and we change also the B vitamins. Now we have methylated B vitamins, which are way better for your body, especially because many people, they have this gene where they cannot assimilate B vitamins,
Yeah.
they cannot transform them. So
Actually, talk about that. So this is something that's very not well known. Is the form of the vitamin that it comes into for it to be the most bioavailable.
yeah.
So like, talk about that a little bit. Like, you can give an example, obviously from here, but
Yeah.
some of the.
So for example, the B12.
Okay.
We have the form, the methylcobalamin. Easy to absorb, no problems. The other form, which is cyanocobalamin, according to some studies, is bad because it has this form and it can be bad for your body, and also it's hard to absorb and all these things. So, okay, I said, okay, no problem. Let's give the best B vitamins in a methylated form.
Yep.
And same thing applies for the minerals. They are all chelated with aminos. So for example, let's take magnesium. We have magnesium malate,
Yep.
and we have bisglycinate, which is chelated with glycine.
Yep.
We have, for example, copper, again, with bisglycinate, copper bisglycinate. We have, for example, and also the electrolytes are extracted
that.
from Himalayan salt. So we have natural electrolytes, and the amino acids are fermented amino acids. So it's like the best you can get. If you buy this, let's say each product, each ingredient, it's a lot of money, you know.
Oh, it's probably like $1,200 easy.
Yeah, it's something like that,
Yeah.
because we made some calculations. Yeah.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Because a lot of the stuff is sold individually, and it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
estimated like $50 per bottle, or I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less than that, but still, you got like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We have 39 ingredients.
39.
Yeah, 39 ingredients.
So yeah. But you said you didn't allude to version 3 is coming up at
Yeah,
some
it's
point.
coming up. I cannot give you too
Sure.
many details, but it will have creatine in it.
That we can
Yeah.
count on. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, that'll be a game changer for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so it wasn't that bad, guys. It wasn't that bad. Version 2 is okay. Version 2 is okay. We'll wait for version 3 and make another.
But one thing is for
discussion.
sure, we will never add a sweetener in it.
Yes. Because a lot of, I'll say this, going through supplements, there's two things that y'all should know. Is that one, a lot of pre-workouts especially are like loaded with caffeine, and that's
Yeah.
where you get that like rush
Yeah.
because it's so much caffeine. So be careful of that. Number two, sugar you mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, they taste sweet because they add like
Artificial
stevia.
sweeteners mainly.
Yeah, stevia.
Yeah. And even stevia is not
glucose.
that good. Many people think that stevia is good. Of course, aspartame and all of this.
Sucralose, all
yeah,
that,
yeah, they are very bad. But even stevia, if you take it like for years, it can harm your
Yeah.
reproductive organs. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of monk fruit extract?
I mean, it can be better than the others.
But
you know?
just not not ideal. Just sweetener.
It depends. You know what? Cane sugar might be a better solution than all of these artificial sweeteners.
Yeah, because the body knows what to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the sugar is number 2, and then the number 3 is some of the supplements. If you look at the ingredients, so this you probably can't see this, but they label every single ingredient on their label and how much there is in it. So you can actually figure out and calculate how much of X you need, and if you need more of something, then you can always supplement it further on your own.
Yeah.
A lot of times I saw something they put on the label called the proprietary blend.
Yeah.
And that's just, they don't tell you jack
Exactly
about...
each ingredient how much it is.
No, they don't tell you jack about that. And it's just like, they may say it on the front of the label, be like, oh, it's got, glycine, whatever. But like when they say proprietary blend, they don't list any of that out. That's a red flag in my opinion.
Yeah.
Guys. Don't, stay away. Because it could be a bad ingredient. It could be not like a very little of the ingredient that you need. It could be all sorts of things you just don't know. When they kind of be generic about that, that's when you have to like be aware.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've seen that before. It's so yeah, I mean at the very least, so you know what you're getting with every scoop. So that's always good to know.
We don't add nothing like, because some products they have other like fillers, ingredients, additives to maintain. We don't have. So this is like
Just
exactly
its purest form.
Yeah, purest form. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, it wasn't too bad, guys.
No,
It's okay. You'll survive.
Yeah, you'll survive. Exactly.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
I guess we'll end with this. For the young men out there,
Yeah.
who are trying to find their way, especially in fitness and whatnot.
Yeah.
What's one piece of advice that you would give them to get them on their way and on the right path in terms of fitness, physicality, and all that?
Yeah, I think discipline and consistency is the key, because even if you train hard and even if you have a good coach or even if you have a good program, a plan, if you don't do it every day, it will not work. Even if it's the best plan, the best nutrition plan, the best supplement, everything, you need to do it every day. Even if it's a bad plan, if you do it every day, you will start to notice where you should improve. And experience is very important. So you have the experience with your own body. You can start to feed your body. You become aware of it. And I think this is the most important thing, and also this is what ancient medicine is talking about, the energetic body. We have the physical body, but we have also the energetic body. And normally in traditional Chinese medicine, we work on the energetic body more than we work on the physical body. And the allopathic medicine works more on the physical body.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think it's very important for you to have consistency as a young man, teenager, so on, because when you have consistency, you are learning the process and you become a master of it, So even if you have a coach, like good coach, if you don't go like every day or even like, 4 or 5 times a week, you cannot get the experience and you cannot get this awareness of your body. Do it, learn. And it comes down to everything, like boxing. If you want to learn how to box, do it every day, 6 months, and you will be a different person. Medicine, how many years you study? Like 6 years, 10 years, maybe more.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's a lot.
yeah. So imagine if you stop at 5 years, you wouldn't be what you are now, correct?
Correct.
Even if you did 5 years. So it's a process, and each sport, each discipline needs a specific time. So if you do it, for example, if you want to become a boxer, professional boxer, well, they will tell you you need 5 years. If you do it in 4, you will not complete your things. Same with your university, my university, and all these things. So you need to complete the time. So in order to complete the time, you need discipline. So I think discipline is the most important thing. And with discipline and consistency, everything will come, because you will learn more. You will start to focus on, okay, what supplements I'm taking, because I need to improve this. What diet should I eat? What nutrition, what specific foods should I eat? And from here, you start to feel your body. It's working, it's not working, what should I change? And I think this is the key. This is the key.
I think just the crux of what you're saying is it all comes down to you.
Yeah.
Like, it all comes down to the individual and how you approach things. And also, you could have the best trainers out there, you can have the best supplements, the best everything,
Yeah.
and you could still fall short because you yourself are not in tune with the process, and you're not trusting the process as well, and thus you're not gonna get the results.
Correct.
You alluded to something also with in terms of allopathic medicine versus alternative medicine.
Yeah.
You know, in my experience, a lot of my colleagues in allopathic medicine, they tend to like kind of not just downplay alternative medicine methods, but almost it's almost as if they're being judgmental.
Okay.
And it's kind of disgusting in my opinion, because it's just like, if what you're trying, it's your body, give it a shot. If whatever you're trying has a low side effect profile and it's been shown to work in some people, why not give it a shot? I don't discount that from anybody. If you want to give it a shot, sure, and then we can sort of watch how you progress through it, and hey, if it works, that's fantastic. If it doesn't, then okay, we'll try something else.
Yeah.
But it's to the point where we've, especially in modern medicine, we've gotten so dogmatic and so stubborn as to, like, our way is the best way. Chemotherapy, radiation, XYZ drugs, surgery, all those things, especially for very, very longer term problems.
Yeah.
We just are so, like, dead set on, what we were taught is the best way. And that's not always true. Me personally, like, from a general standpoint, it's a multidisciplinary approach. Yeah. And there's plenty of studies that show, like, especially with cancer, for example, if you can attack the cancer in multiple vectors, you have the best outcomes in general. So yeah, we unfortunately have pushed that, especially in the last 5 years with COVID. Like, we've been pushing, like, this is the solution and there's no arguments against it. Whereas we should be looking into more of a multidisciplinary approach. And again, it's all back to what we're saying. It's all dependent on you and what you want, what your tolerance level to all these things are. What you're willing to do, and see if you can stick to the process.
Yeah.
Because if you don't stick to the process, if you're not convinced that that it could work, then there's nothing that we can do, really.
True.
I can't shove the drugs in you. I can't do anything like that. So yeah, it really does come down to the individual, and that's why I always say, like, you have to be your own best champion.
Yeah.
Because there's only so much that any of us can do to help you, but if you don't believe in yourself, though, like, it's all falls
and
out the
speaking
window.
about belief, there are studies that show that the placebo effect is real.
Yeah.
So that's why you said that some doctors, they don't believe in the natural way or ancient way or something like that. But your beliefs are such a powerful medicine, because the placebo effect exists. So, for example, if you believe in acupuncture, but you truly believe, or you believe in, I don't know, a specific herb, you know what? That herb, that specific therapy can help you to recover, to heal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing how I've said this before about obesity.
Yeah.
I've said obesity is not so much a metabolic disease; it's more of it's in your head.
Yeah, a mind disease.
Yeah, because there's nobody that's shoving food in your mouth and causing you not to exercise. It's you.
And if you stop, I mean, if you have of course, a program, a discipline, you restrict some calories.
Yeah.
Not much, but you restrict some. You start to burn fat because you are using your own energy from the body. You will start to lose weight.
But it's not just obesity though. It goes through like most of health in general. It's
Yeah.
like how you approach your problem that you may be having, or how you approach your own health. It's, you know, it all starts here.
Yeah.
And we unfortunately in modern medicine are throwing Zoloft,
Yeah, I know.
Lexapro, you name it, at that problem. And again, that's causing a lot of people to be, you know, weaker and being shells of themselves.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, I mean, it's these kinds of things that again are not terribly sexy. Like it's just it takes a lot of work, takes a lot of energy to be able to do it. But once you get there, though, like you'd be surprised at how much potential you do have that you can you know, show
Yeah.
off to the world.
Yeah.
It's great.
What are your thoughts on peptides? Because if you remember correctly, 2 years ago we spoke about this
Yes.
topic. Yeah.
No, I mean, again, this is another thing that I say, like, it goes along with the alternative therapies. If it works for you,
Yeah.
give it a shot. Most peptides, exception of Ozempic,
Yeah.
most peptides have pretty low side effect profiles. And, like, if you have access to it, give it a shot. I mean, this is a kind of another topic that I tell people a lot. Follow the money. Well, follow what the FDA is doing, because
Yeah.
they're trying to squash that in our country.
Okay.
It's like everything that I or everything that the FDA says don't do is like I want to do it now. Like,
Yeah.
It's just reverse psychology kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But you know, there's probably a reason to that, because there's a big industry in ibuprofen and
Yeah.
all these other pain medications, and they've worked for a lot of people. They may not work for everybody, so don't be discouraged if it doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
But I'm all for it. You know, and just and like with anything, just watch for any bad side effects.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind, and you know, just try to modulate yourself. And obviously, if you have somebody that is pretty experienced with peptides, that's ideal to get their feedback on things, especially if you want to make adjustments. You know, because a lot of times, especially with administering some of them, like you have to do it under the skin sometimes, so you may not be doing that properly. Always consult a professional with all these things too, because there's things that could happen.
Yeah.
But all in all, though, like it's been a game changer for a lot of people, especially in the martial arts world. Like they like every person I talk to is like, oh my god, yeah, BBC 157, TB 500 is like the shit, man.
Yeah.
And it's prevented people from getting surgeries or even like going, you know, getting painkillers and stuff like that. It's great. But it's no wonder that the FDA is still looking at it with a fine-tooth comb. But yeah, I mean, and we'll see that world is just begun.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true.
There's more coming in the pipeline that could really make some dents in big pharma.
Especially with AI.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this?
With AI and just our education.
I mean, according to many scientists and according to people who are in this field, they said that AI will, in 10 years from now, it can tell you exactly what you need. It can slow down the biological age. It can help you to live longer. What do you think?
I'll say this. I think if any healthcare specialty is going to get outsourced by AI, it's going to be mine.
Okay.
So I'm preparing for that. Like
Yeah.
I am legitimately preparing to leave gracefully in that regard. It wouldn't, because like I do most of my stuff on the computer, so like it makes sense. In terms of like having, I think it's a great tool right now, at least to get you started. You always have to. Sometimes AI doesn't get it right all the time.
Yeah, of course not.
I've seen plenty of examples of that. You just have to trust but verify, like verify all your sources. But it's been a game changer, because like with Google and all the search engines, it's hard to ask it specific questions and get the answers that you want. Whereas AI has been able to do that a lot better. Where at least like if you ask it a question, it'll at least give you a decent specific answer that's related to the question. Whereas in search engines, general search engines, they don't do that very much. You may be talking about peptides, but then they can give you something completely unrelated that's not what you want. So I think it's been great if you can use it properly. And I'll admit, I've been using it quite a bit, especially for my social media content.
Of course.
It's been a great help.
Yep.
But yeah, always take it with a grain of salt and read it carefully and just don't take it for gospel just yet.
Yeah, of course not. But
Yeah.
as you said, not yet.
Not yet.
But in the future,
We could go down a lot of rabbit holes with this
Yeah,
as
yeah.
to like how AI we could relive some sci-fi movies regarding to AI. We're not going to go into that just yet, but yeah, no, it's definitely a tool in the making, and it's exciting. It is exciting to see what's going to happen.
Yep.
But we just have to take it with a grain of salt. It's all
Yeah.
like with anything in life.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So awesome, man. This has been a great interview.
Yeah.
Great
I agree.
talking with you, and we definitely
me
have to do
too.
this again.
Yeah, we should do it.
Absolutely.
Maybe you come in Romania in the summer.
I would love to. The last time I was there for like a day and a quarter, and I
Yeah.
didn't have much time to explore anything.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to come back. But
Come over and I will show you Bucharest.
what
maybe
Romania is
Brașov.
really like, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome. But yeah, no, I appreciate you coming, man.
Yeah, me too.
It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Thanks, guys, for watching. Where can the folks find you online?
Well, Alex Stanciu, official, Instagram.
Yep.
Prof. Stanciu, X, YouTube, Alex Stanciu. I mean, these are the main platforms.
Right.
Rumble, of course, Alex Stanciu. Yeah.
You definitely need Rumble.
Yeah.
And folks, if you're not watching from my YouTube channel, it is at Your Health Unplugged. I'm on Instagram at unplugged.md. And then I've been more active on Twitter lately at unplugged_doc. So if you want to interact with me, that's probably the best place to do it. But I'm actually, tomorrow I will, just as a teaser, post my first taste of FIREBLOOD for version 1. So you'll notice a definite distinct difference as to how I react to this one versus version 1. So look out for that sometime tomorrow. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Appreciate it. If you like the video, like and subscribe to our channels if you want more content just like this. And yeah, we'll definitely do this again
100%.
very soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks guys for watching,
Take
and
care.
take care. Stay vigilant, stay unplugged.
Yeah.